So, Jim, what brings you out here to this car show?
Just show cars, have fun, talking to people, enjoying the weather.
So is working on cars and just being a car enthusiast something you've done since you were a kid, or is it something you got into when you were older?
No, I've been doing this ever since I was probably like 12 years old. So owned my own shop for years and retired from doing that. Plus I had 18 at one time, my own. Now I'm down to 8.
You've reduced by 10. Okay. Yeah. Have you always been a Mopar fan, or did you kind of migrate from one to the other?
Mopar, yeah. I started working for Mopar when I was 16 years old. So, yeah, I've always been a Mopar fan. I mean, I've got Challengers, Cudas, Barracudas. I've had all of them. Chargers.
Okay. And what part of the country do you come from?
Actually, I originated from Wellsburg, West Virginia. I moved down here when I was 18. So, I've been here ever since. I'm going on 67 now. So.
Okay. And now we've got a GTX out here. What year is this?
This is a 1969.
69, okay. What do you like about this maybe compared to some of the other cars that you've had?
Oh, this one here just looks sleek. I mean, I love the body style, the way the stance has got on it. The paint was a plum crazy color originally. Had the 440 in it, so it was one of those ones that, I had this back when I was 18. I had a Roadrunner, same color, same engine, 6-pack. 4-speed, but at that point in time, the cops either told me to get rid of it, or going to have my car and license both. So
you had to make a choice.
And then when I got older, I found the exact same one, and started building it from there. Because I knew it was originally plum color. So.
Okay, and so how long have you had this particular model?
I've had this car for probably 18, 19 years.
And now, how long has it been in this condition?
Well, I painted this car about 14 years ago, but of course it don't see rain. It stays covered up, climate control building. So all mine do. So keeping up with it, I try to keep up with it.
Okay. So how often do you take it out? Just for car shows, or you take it out for Sunday drives?
Well, I take it out for Sunday drives, or if I want to cruise for a little bit and the weather's right. But I kind of retired it from car shows because I was showing my other ones, and then. My Impala's down right now, so I'm working on it. So I said, okay, let's just get the GTX out and clean it up a little bit and start showing it.
Okay. Besides the paint and everything, is everything else still original on the car?
The suspension's all original, still got drum brakes on it. I put 18s on the front, 20s on the back. All the suspension's the same, engine's the same. Of course, I built the engine a little more horsepower now than what it had. But the interior's been upgraded from just the basic vinyl they had in it. It's got soft with the double stitch and all on it. So other than that, everything's basically the same way as when same markings and everything. I never changed the brakes or anything, left them all factory.
Okay. Now I see some placards and awards out there, so talk about the competition experience you've had with the car.
Well, like I said, it depends on where you're at. I mean, it really depends on where you're at. If you're in a car show that's 250 versus 500, you get in a little bit more stiffer competition. It's been in Autorama three times down in Autorama. Oh, yeah. And I've always taken either second or first in the classes. This is the first time I've been out in probably 4 years. I was showing I had 18 cars, so I was showing for about 12, 14 years and I needed to get caught up on what I was doing. So I stopped, and this is the first time I've been out in about 4 years. A good friend of mine invited me to come out. So I decided, okay, let's get her out and drive her a little bit. Because it just now turned over 100,000 miles, so original.
So, a lot of these come with different engine models. You've got a 440 in here. You could get the old Elephant motor, the 426. Right. What do you like about one over the other? I'm sure you've had a Hemi in your day.
Well, I've got a Hemi.
You got a Hemi now, okay.
Hemi Challenger with a twin screw Whipple supercharger on top of it, 6-speed. So, I mean, yeah. Well, I like the 440 because the 426 Hemi only got 10 to 12 extra horsepower than what the 440's got. And this has got the 6-pack and not a 2-4 barrel setup, which I like the 3 deuces because you can run on single deuce while you're cruising, and then you can kick it down and have some zap to it, versus the Hemi, you're running on 4 barrels all the time. And of course, fuel mileage sucks. Well, of course, this one here, it only gets 5 or 6 miles a gallon anyways with the cam and stuff in it.
Who's counting?
Yeah, that's right. So, and I've dealt with 440s a long time. I mean, 440s and 383s, most of my cars. Had a 340 wedge and a Cuda one time. It was really nice. But I'm not really that 426 Hemi guy. I mean, I like the new 396s and all, like I got in mine, but these old school, they're built for speed. They handle well, and dependable, basically dependable.
Okay, so looking out here at the car show, you've got on one side you've got lots of new high tech, cars out here, which maybe get a better gas miles than you're getting, maybe even some more horsepower. But going down the road, I would imagine you're getting a lot more attention than these guys.
Oh yes, most definitely. Okay.
So what's it like driving this thing around town?
Roll your windows up, because you're always getting stopped and, I take a picture. Can I take a picture? Can you pull over? I want to talk about the car. You get all that kind of stuff all the time. Always getting thumbs up, all the time. So, but yeah, I mean, it's fun to drive. I mean, it cruises very well. I mean, we've taken on trips all the way to Austin, up in Nacogdoches, all that kind of stuff. Nice cruising ride,
Okay, so it's not something you can just take short distances. You can actually ring it out.
No, I've run it. I've run a long distance run on these things before, so it does well. I mean, it handles well. It's got air conditioning. I put air conditioning in it, so I can have AC.
Now, most people can imagine with a car like this, they're beautiful to look at, they're beautiful to take out, but there's, you're always working on them, you're always kind of keeping them going. Is that the case here, or did you build it for dependability?
No, I mean, of course, you keep up with the oil changes, keep up with the adjustments. I mean, like the brakes, got to be adjusted or not. But I've really done nothing to this car probably in the last, at least last 8 years, other than maintain it, just working on it. Now, I've got MSD underneath it, and these Holley carburetors are great. I upgraded them I've still got the old ones, but I bought a new setup when I did the heads from Six Pack Performance in Albuquerque. Never had a bit of trouble with them. I mean, they're dependable. As long as you use the right fuel, of course, it takes high tests. It's got to have high tests. But as far as driving, yeah, I've never had any issues with it. For about at least 5 or 6 years, I've done nothing to it.
So, cars, we talked a little bit about some of the high-tech cars, newer cars over here. And then, of course, you've got EVs that are coming out. You've been in automotive for a long time. What are your thoughts on the direction of the automotive world?
I think it sucks. The electric cars are fine. They're fast, but they don't have the rumble or the feel of you got to control the road. Right. They just don't have it. I mean, these are something you get on the road, you can hear it rumble, you can hear it going down the road. You can tell when something's going wrong with it, if something's going to happen. These electric cars, no, I just don't. I don't see it. I really don't see it. But they got the horsepower, because some of them's got 1,000 horsepower out there, which would outrun this in a heartbeat. Because like I said, there's a lot of them out there that's got 2,000, 2,500 horsepower. But again, you don't have that rumble. I understand they put a feature in these electric cars that makes the car sound like it's running, so you can hear that. Well, why don't you just buy one? Buy your muscle car, But no, I disagree with going with these electric cars altogether.
Okay, so here's the big question. What does something, without getting into specifics, what does something like this in this condition cost, if you could give it a range?
Well, they go anywhere from 45 to 120, 150,000. Depends on what you got. Now, if you have the Hemi, of course, it brings you a little more money than what a 440 does. They're probably a difference of about $20,000 difference in it, if they have the Hemi in it. Because they didn't make a whole lot of the big Hemis when it comes 69 and 70. I mean, they kind of broke them down a little bit. So if you can get one with a Hemi, like I think this one here, the GTX, the 69, they made like 19,077, I think is what they made in the GTX with the 440, 4-speed. So this one's kind of a little bit rare because of that. It's got the pistol grip shifter, which is they didn't put that out until 70. So this is kind of like a 69.5 model. So it's a little bit different from the rest of them. Of course, the GTX has the features of double paint, two-tone paint. They had a radio in it, where, your basic Roadrunner didn't have that. They didn't have it had a block off the radio. They only had single paint on it.
So this is originally, I mean, really, it's a Roadrunner, but is GTX just a package?
It's a package, an upgrade. They try to make it look more family oriented when they went to the GTX, because it's a more upgraded package. Where you get a two-tone with a stripe and the hood blackened, but it comes with radio, some of them with clock, RPM gauge. The Roadrunners didn't have that. They were blocked out. They were made specifically just to take off and race with them. So this one here had some of those features.
Now, what color is this officially? It's not Plum Crazy Purple, but what is it?
It was Plum Crazy Purple. Okay. And when I painted this, I put a little bit of lavender in with the paint. and a little pearl to bring it. When we put that pearl in, it made it a little bit lighter. So it takes away that deep purple that Plum Crazy got, and then made it a little more lighter, which to me it's more calmer. You know, it's more of a what do you call it, a softer look.
Yeah, you look at it longer.
Yeah, it's a softer look on it. It's got a great stance, and with that paint, you know, it stands out there. I don't know if I could ever mix it again since it's been so long. I don't remember how much I've mixed with that lavender with it when I get it that way.
You should have put a trademark on that. It's a beautiful color.
Yeah, it'd come out really nice. And like I said, it's over 14 years old. I just got done buffing it out the other day. I mean, it still stands out pretty well for its age.
Very good. Well, thanks, Jim.
All right, no problem.